From the Middle couldn't be prouder to be a founding member of Odd Pods Media. Hey, boys and girls, welcome to episode number 313 of From the Middle. If you just happen to be joining us for the first time, From the Middle is a comedy, culture, entertainment, and interview-style podcast hosted by three middle-class guys living in the middle of America in the middle chapters of our lives with points of view that generally fall somewhere in the middle. In this week's episode, things have a real opportunity to heat up, but they don't because we keep our houses way too cold. How do you set the thermostat in your home in winter? And what about your car? Do you set it to the house temperature or do you accommodate for the coats that you may be wearing? These are really important things that we need to discuss. Speaking of etiquette, we also talk about how to navigate a Costco parking lot and gas station. One of us is woefully underprepared for a 5K. I'll let you guess which one of us that is. And we talk about a couple of things that we're screaming, including Leanne Morgan's new comedy special and a great Tom Hiddleston movie about the meaning of life. We hope you enjoy this week's episode because we sure had a lot of fun recording it. Enjoy!
Oh, for the love. Sorry, just clearing my Mountain Dew hole.
I got my phone hole cleaned today.
That's where you keep it? You're so cerebral and you're so developed and evolved.
From the Middle after dark over here.
Hey.
Hey! What's up?
Nothing. So we're on episode 313, which is my mind first said it's been 313s that we've had in, but no, that actually means it's been 413s. So we had 13, then 113, then 213, then 313.
That's right.
Yeah. So
4 times we survived the unlucky number.
Yeah. It's okay. At least by 413s, then it'll have been 413s, right? Is that how that works?
I think we catch up next time. Yeah.
The next 100 we'll catch up. Yeah. Cool.
Yep. That's how the math works.
Perfect.
Also explains why I'm confused. Because I don't do math. I went to art school. Hey, speaking of art school and style, I'm not just wearing this beanie because it looks amazing. Thank you, Teddy Fresh. My house is freaking cold. I think we've talked about this before, and it's
I know about this for you.
It's a bit of a hacky premise, but like, who sets the thermostat at your house? I didn't say who wears the pants in the relationship. I just said who sets the thermostat at your house?
Generally.
And what do they set it at in winter times?
Generally, it's whoever knows most about football. That sets the temperature in the house. I don't know how it is in your family.
Also, if it's that cold out, I recommend everyone wear the pants. You know,
that's
chilly.
Like a good idea.
Man, you guys are good. You guys are good. But anyway,
what do you mean by cold though? Like, what's the current temperature in your house?
The thermostat is set to 64.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a little chilly. So I have a smart thermostat. And I have 4 sensors, including the thermostat, so I can see in 4 different spots of the house. I've got I'm averaging like a 66 across those 4 rooms. So for 64 is definitely colder. You're right at that point. It's like the 65, 63, 64, 65, 66. There's a big swing. I know it's just a degree each, but it feels about like 10.
Yeah. So I've got these days we're anywhere between like 68 and 70 actually.
Ooh.
We for various reasons. One of those reasons is because we have the birds, which are exotic birds, and we can't afford to have a cold house.
I need a bird.
But also, like, we're old school with the one stupid thermostat and in the one location, and any combination of close and open and vents and that kind of thing. It still means different things in different rooms of the house. So if we want it warm enough in the bedrooms or warm enough where the beds are or birds are or whatever else. It all works out too if we keep it to around 68 ish. Then the entire house will be warm enough. Even though there are some areas of the house that are not getting up to that. And in our bedroom, I close the vents because we get enough.
Oh no. Where'd Kendall go? We get enough what? I need to find out.
It's so warm at his house that the wire's fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where even family who know that we keep it cold or err on the cold side, I see them come over and there's a minute where they're like lounging on one of our chairs or couches and they even go,
Yeah. Yeah. Very cold at your house. At Kendall's house, I wouldn't be wearing any pants. That's how warm that feels. So you guys, if you just want to feel the appropriate temperature, come to my house.
yeah,
Look at that. We balance it out, right in the middle there between all three of us.
you are the baby bear. Just right. I am wearing 3 shirts. I have jeans on, socks, and house slippers.
I thought your camera right there was going to auto pan to your pants. Like it started to shift down right as you said jeans on. And I thought, oh, it's that smart. That's where we are.
That's where we are with technology. Yeah, man, I know. I get it. Like, I married a frugal gal, and her whole thing is like, if you're cold and I see you with fewer layers on than I think you should have to be complaining, then I'm not going to feel bad.
I get it. I don't have a blanket on our main level to my name 10 months out of the year. But once the Christmas decorations go up, a Christmas themed blanket that I got from Costco for probably $10 comes out, and it's very fuzzy and warm. And I've had that the last few days, and it's been great. So like, I've still been wearing t-shirt and shorts around the house with like no socks or anything because I can just drag that blanket out and throw it on as soon as I get cold. But
I do bring the blanket down. Yeah, I have a fleece blanket that I bring out. But I want to say, I want to ask the question, how much money do I need to bring in to justify 68?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
what number is the number that you need to see for me to crank that sucker to 68 and you not say a word for one whole season?
What sacrifices need to happen, or how much income do I need to increase? I'm sort of the inverse for summer. Like I'll eat less food to pay for the air conditioning being like nice and brisk and chilly through the summer months. It's worth it. If that's what we need to do to make that work, I will.
One less streaming service subscription or one less Patreon membership. I'm not giving up shoes, but I will consider other things.
Well, you might need those shoes if it stays cold. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. If you're listening and wonder where Kendall went, we are too. So we'll let you know when he comes back.
Yep.
Hey, Middlers, what do you keep your house at temperature-wise in the winter? I'm very curious.
I genuinely would be. We ask for people to weigh in all the time, and no one does. It's fine. We're not hurt a little bit. But I genuinely would really like to know. I guess I always genuinely want to know, but I'd extra like to know this time. We have a phone number. You can literally just text us. I know it can be a burden to share your opinions sometimes, and so you don't want to take time to like go send a whole voicemail or a thing. You could literally just text us a number.
The number.
65, 66, 62, 69, 70.
And your location, because I know we have listeners in Texas, in Arizona.
That's too big of an ask. You've asked them too much.
Okay, well, I feel like it's relative.
Okay, but if you could do 2 numbers, no one's doing 3 digits, right? So if you can send 2 numbers
and your airport code
and your state abbreviation, OHPAINMITXCA, do that. 4 things. You're going to spend more time watching reels you don't like than it would take to tell us where you set your thermostat.
What's the number, Dylan? How do they reach us? We got to hear from the middlers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's on all of our socials, but if you want to know the number itself, you can text us. It's free. You can leave a voicemail. The number is area code 614-383-8412. That's 614-383-8412.
So send us the temp that you keep your house at in winter, as well as your 2-letter state abbreviation. That would be cool. If that's not too much for you and you enjoy listening to us and you enjoy engaging with us, it would be fun to do another round of answers from the middle. So if you have any questions for us, it could be topical, like relative to you, to an exact situation. If you wanted advice on a situation you're navigating, or if you just want to know how we would survive in the wilderness for 2 weeks, what 3 items we would bring from home. We just covered that one in last week's episode. So go back and listen to that. But
yeah,
all is fair game. We would love to answer your questions comedically or seriously, however you wish. We might surprise you. You might assume that we're going to answer comedically, and we might take a very serious and heartfelt route. You never know. You won't know unless you try.
True. I have a question for you.
Okay.
So I want to know, I'm going to give you 3 options you have to choose from. What kind of parking lot parker or parking garage parker are you? You fight for the front, first available wherever it is, or you go straight to all the open spots or the top level because you don't even want to screw around with trying to hunt row after row looking for a spot. So are you going to you'll drive around. So option 1, you'll drive around a parking lot for 20 minutes trying to get as close to the front as possible. Or are you just I don't want to park way out there, but I don't care. I'm not going to waste 20 minutes. Or will you be I'm going straight to the furthest spots with no one around me for 20 spots because I just want to park and I'll walk? Which one are you?
Probably number 2, with one notable exception. When I go to the Columbus airport, I have a level I like to park on. There's no reason why I like level 3 other than I like the number 3.
Yes. And it's easier to remember because you always park.
I always park there. And it's the second level, even though it's 3. It's the second level up. It's the second available. It's the second level you can park on, but it's level 3. Level 1 is for other things, I guess. Anyway.
Math is not your thing. So
it's fine. I went to art school. But when you drive up the spirally thing,
yeah.
There will be a little sign that will say level 3 full.
Got it.
And I go, no, it isn't.
It's never full. So part of the reason I started asking about this is, so we had to go to Costco today. Huge surface lots, no garage. And I'm number 2. I'm just I'm not looking around for a long time, but I don't want to park way out. I got a cart full of stuff. I got to find a cart caddy thing. So take a lap where we normally park, none there. Go around to the next aisle. I'm just looking for the first available one. Don't care where it is now. You've got a car backing out. There's a car in front of me and a car coming the other direction that are both held up now by this car trying to back out. Sorry, there's 2 cars in front of me. So car trying to back out, one waiting each direction for car to back out. One of those directions has 2 more cars behind it. I'm the third one. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
The car in between me and the car waiting decides it's not waiting for the car to back out. And it goes around in between the small space where the 2 cars are facing opposite directions, as if it doesn't know that the car's about to back out. And now you've got 4 cars, all because somebody couldn't wait 10 seconds. And so now they're awkwardly trying to back around where they just whipped around a car quickly, just enough for this car to get out that was originally trying to get out. But now it looks like they're going to try to steal this spot in front of the car that they just whipped around. They're not going back enough. I haven't moved. So the space that they left in between me and the front car is still there. They could back right into it again. But now it looks like they're going to wait. And so now I'm like, I phone out, what's going to happen? The car in front of that car, now the car that was waiting, does the horn thing, right?
A quick horn?
A quick horn feels like it's underselling the frustration. I don't
Okay.
want to undersell the frustration.
Okay.
It was not an angry, deep horn, but it was more than a quick like "Turn." It wasn't like the sitting at the light, somebody's in front of you at the light and you do a quick beep because they're not moving when the light's green. It was a little more aggressive, but not I might have a pistol like McDonald's window type anger, right? So do the little horn. The car I think realizes the pinch that it's in, literally and figuratively. Now it lets the car that backed out is now left. It now just like it's got to like get out of Dodge now because
It's embarrassed.
It's embarrassed. The car is embarrassed. Not the human in it, no shame, but the car is embarrassed.
I like that we've personified the car. It's been caught.
It has.
Yeah, and I'm back, and I just want to point out too that your little Tourette's noise came in right at the right time while you were telling that story. That was perfect.
Perfect.
I didn't know you could time it like that. That's cool. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh
Continue.
no, it's fine. So the shamed car and the unashamed driver of the shamed car now like leave. Like I got to get out of here and go find a spot totally far away. Everything resumes to normal. Everyone starts moving again. It's fine. I obviously gonna let this car in front of me is gonna take the spot. I go now. A car pulls out down the row. Cool. I'll wait for it. I'll take it. The shamed car is now way further, and now I'm walking in front of the shamed car. And this is one of those times where we said, and I did, and I failed. And we want to ask, but it felt like too aggressive of a situation. And I wanted to turn and say, so what did you think you were going to do there? Like you can't be waiting behind a car who's waiting for a spot, whip around them in the middle of a parking lot when there's traffic both ways and a car backing out, and then think you're going to get the spot when you whipped it. I really wanted to ask, but I didn't even know how to ask the question. But it's like, it's right there. The guy's right there. And I don't know how I would have said it. And it felt like it would have been potentially dangerous for me to ask the question.
I challenged us to do this. I love that you thought about it. That's one step better than we have been doing. I have chickened out myself a few times. It's hard. But what I think the right intro to this is, hey, I don't personally care all that much, but I have a podcast. And we love analyzing social situations.
Yeah.
I would love to ask you about the parking incident that just transpired. Again, I don't care. To each their own. But like, you will remain nameless. I won't attribute. I just have to share your story.
Yeah, I don't have pictures of your license plate.
What were you thinking?
I don't have pictures of your license plate to put on social media, right? Like, but it's like it has to be the most neutral,
I know,
non-accusatory version of the question.
Because it's like Michael Scott when he's going to Toby, like, how dare you?
Yeah. So it's like, so we all just witnessed an interaction amongst cars. I'm curious your take on what just what you experienced happening in that situation. I'm as a casual observer, I have no skin in the game. I'm just curious what you felt like just transpired just now.
I would love your side of the story.
I would love this is ABC6 on your side. You know, I'm here to tell your story. So I chickened out, but I did want to know. So the initial question, Kory has answered number 2. So the initial question, Kendall, was if you only have 3 options and you're in a parking lot or a parking garage, you're trying to park. Your options are number 1, you will drive around as long as you need to get as close as possible. Option 2, you're really just looking for the first. You're sure you want a better spot, but you're really just looking for the first open one. And you'll park kind of wherever. Option 3 is you'll go way out where there's no cars because you don't even want to deal with Like I'll go to the top level of a garage where no one is. I'll go way to the back corner of the garage where no other cars are, and I'll just walk. I don't care. Which
Mhm.
of those three are you? If those are your options.
The answer is different for parking garage and parking lot. Parking garage, uh, I look for the elevators and I want to park as close to elevators as I can.
Mm.
And I'm willing to go up as high as I need to go to be able to do that.
But
The parking lot, uh, normally, so I'll grab like, say like the two best rows and hope I get lucky.
Mhm.
And then if I don't, sort of like on the way up the second row, I just take the first available.
Yeah, so you're kind of a two, but you might, there's situationally, you might have a preference in a garage that I feel like you're probably parking in more lots than garages, so that you're
Absolutely,
more
yeah.
often you're a two than the other situation.
More often than I'm a two, and it depends on what I'm driving too. So when I was like driving the F-150, it was just I'm just going to park far away and hope nobody parks next to me because that's a wide vehicle and I'm a wide guy and I like door swinging space.
Yeah.
So,
That makes sense. The last part of the Costco trip was getting gas on the way out that I thought was amusing. So I'm sitting, if you've ever gone through a Costco gas station, everyone flows one direction through and then comes out. So it's not like a normal gas station where like everyone's pulling in opposite direction. Like they flow everyone. You can pick which side. There's gas tanks, so you can like my gas tank is on this side, so I'll get on this side. But no one's pulling in opposite directions in those.
No, I didn't know that.
right.
Everyone's
Yeah.
flowing through and then out the same. So, anyways, so there's a long line. We're waiting. It's one of those things where you're like something you clearly don't want to be doing, but you're trying to be patient because this is just life, right? And being an adult, and sometimes you have to wait a long time. And I am watching the people. I inevitably always. This is not hyperbole. It is, but it's not. I always pick the wrong lane. If it's a checkout lane at a grocery store, if it's the line at a gas station tank, I always pick the wrong. My lane always moves the slowest. It's not survivor bias or it's not my own perception. It's literally how it happens. So I'm trying not to be frustrated by how long it's taking the two cars in front of me. So there's two
You're
cars.
used to it by now. Yeah.
I'm used to it. There's two cars at the tank. And the kind of unsaid rule at Costco is if the front car leaves, you don't even go around the car at the back pump to like go forward and then back in.
Mhm.
Like, you just wait till both cars have left and then two new go in and then you
Yep.
wait. It's not posted anywhere, but it's kind of an unofficial.
That's what you do.
That's what
Yeah.
So your hope is they both kind of like pull up, get out, pump, get back in and move all at the same time because you don't want the front car to be gone and then like 4 minutes later the back car's there on their phone or something. So anyways, I'm staring at this person who I feel like the back car, because that's the one closest to my view, feels like they're going very slow. And then Bree is sitting next to me in the passenger seat, says, "This guy looks like he's never pumped gas before." And I don't know, for a middle-aged man, that's clearly not possible, but it's what I was thinking. So we're having a conversation about this is the part of us that's kind of Sebastian Maniscalco-esque, right? Like the, what are you doing? Like move, just move, go, just go. And I realized that it's not, I never have a problem. I was trying to like probably make myself not feel like a bad person in my head. It's not that I don't like people. And I don't assume that people are bad, but I do clearly look at a situation and go, oh, you just clearly made a bad decision. Or you didn't handle that the way you probably should have handled it. You're probably great any other time that's not this gas station. But like right now, what you're doing now, this moment now, is not good.
This is an area of an improvement for you.
This is an area of an improvement for you. And I have my own areas of improvement, to be clear, listeners. So this all got me thinking. I don't know if you feel the same way when you have these moments. Are you angry at the person? You're like, I called him Dave. I said in line, this guy Dave over here. Dave is probably perfectly nice. But do you find yourself angry in the moment at the person like, this guy's terrible? Or do you even realize in your head, I'm just annoyed at how you're handling this situation? I don't, this doesn't give me a sense of doom about where the world is headed. I don't see your poor behavior and think we're all gonna burn. This is awful. I just think you just messed up, Dave. Do you ever get a sense of like how you feel in those situations? Is maybe I'm digging too deep into this to pick it apart. Are you angry at the person, or can you separate that like Dave is great, but Dave isn't great at pumping gas?
That's
Does that make sense? Is there enough
it
separation
does.
between
It
those?
does. I feel like maybe the older you get, one of two things happens. You get more jaded with the world and you just think everyone is screwed up, or you live long enough that you've met enough people and have seen enough, like, people have struggles with certain things that you start to think of others that you're more familiar with in that situation. Case in point, the drive-through, the person who's taking too long at the drive-through and they don't know what they want, and they're asking questions and over specializing in order and things like that. That used to get on my nerves far more than it does now, because like I now have been in the car with people who sometimes do that, and I like those people, and so I'm a little bit more patient on the inside. And I mean, I've never been one to like yell through my window at the person in front of me anyway. So on the outside, it's all the same. But so yeah, in a way, because of experience. But in the absence of that experience, I'm probably just as impatient as the next person. Unfortunately, I have some growing to do.
Yeah, that's a good answer. They say a lot can be said about you based on how little it takes to frustrate you or anger you. And I am sometimes ashamed at how small a slight or an action that I deem to be incorrect frustrates me. I want to say it's the decision of the person, because if I'm ever behind a bad driver or a driver that I decide is making poor decisions, and when we get up alongside them, I always have to look at them. And Sherry often says, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, you did. And she goes, why do you do that? And I say, I just need to see the face of the person that would make these decisions.
Yeah.
So it's not Dave. But it is, I guess. But it's about the decisions. It's like, I need to see who would do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can have more or less sympathy for the person. 87-year-old lady who can barely look over the steering wheel. I go, all right, shame on me. She's just trying to live her life. But like pretty much anybody else,
trying to zip around to steal a parking spot from someone else, like that, or like being obnoxious at the drive-through or things like that. Like, the reason I get impatient isn't, unfortunately, I make it more personal than it probably needs to be when I do get upset, because my thought process is, it's not that you're taking too long at a drive-through. It's that I assume that you don't care about the people behind you.
That's it.
I assume that you are inconsiderate, and that's what ticks me off. And then like the stare down is so that they know that they did something wrong, because otherwise, how are you going to learn?
I go so far. So we've talked about, this is very close to something we've talked about many, many, many episodes ago, called behavior attribution error, where we are all sometimes guilty of attributing intent or motive to a person's decision because that is what we would most likely have done. In other words, you wouldn't have recognized it if it's not something that you do. So what I'm about to say is going to say more about me, but I will go further than Dylan sometimes, and I will read the body language of Dave and determine that he's fully aware of the delay he's causing, so he's actually going to go slower because he gets some sick enjoyment I will go like, oh, he knows. It's like the person who on purpose walks down the middle of the parking lot lane, looks over their shoulder, sees you, and continues at the exact trajectory and pace they were already going, instead of that polite, like, oh, let me just go a little faster or scooch off to one side for you. They're like, no, I'm walking here.
Mm.
Yeah.
Narcissist Dave at the gas pump.
Yeah. And I just want you to know, when it was my turn, it was my own version of Sebastian at Subway saying, just run it through the garden. And I couldn't have whipped out my Costco membership card and tapped with my watch and pumped and was in, and I was through that line.
Absolutely.
The lady behind, they were just angry at the lady behind me who was still filling up her tank. You know what I mean? Because I was gone.
You know, there have been some petty times in self checkouts at Kroger that I have hurried myself on purpose to make a point to someone else that, like, hey, it's this easy. I got in and out before you were done.
Mm.
The
I've
top
done
of the
that before.
escalators at CMH Airport is 100 yards from Terminal B's security checkpoint. I have my ID out on the escalator. I'm preparing for the next step.
Mm-hmm.
The people who get to the front with the TSA agent, they're like, oh, ID? I needed a form of identification to board this plane? What? Hold on, let me rummage through. What are you doing?
My version of teaching people is how turn signals work. Once you go around them or change lanes or you happen to pass, or it's like, do you see this? And then you get over. And like, you go, or you don't stay in the left lane. You just get over, you signal, you get around a car, you get signal, you get back over, and
Yeah.
then hang out in the appropriate lane.
See what we're all
Exactly.
doing here?
That's how it's done. Yeah.
If only it could make my turn signal flash hard.
Yeah. I wish you could airdrop gifts to people so that you can, like, you know, the one with you wanting to see who committed some egregious error, you know, while driving. You could drop like the Kelly Kapoor from The Office, like, first of all, how dare you? Like, I wish you could airdrop those gifts and YouTube clips so people could watch it and you'd be like, check your phone. I mean, you shouldn't because you're driving, but you know what I mean? This does bring up a question too, and I think we texted about it, but we didn't talk about it. Midler had asked a while back about people parked getting gas at the gas station and then leaving
Bro.
the car there while they go inside to get things and then come back out. And we were debating, are they paying? Is it cash? Are they paying with cash? But how many people are paying with cash still at gas stations?
Yeah, it's not that.
It's not that many. I think so. I think Midler Amy asked the question, and we didn't respond to it, but it was a great question.
I think we did respond to it.
Did we respond to it on this?
I think we talked about this.
Did we talk about it?
We did, yeah.
So we talked about it. It was a great, but just for the audience's benefit, where did we land on that one? Where did we?
We determine it is not people paying with cash. It is generally people being inconsiderate.
Being unaware of those around them is the benefit of the doubt answer. And then inconsiderate is the negative answer.
There you go.
Well, it was a question so nice we asked it twice. So thanks for sending that one over.
I don't have a problem if there's 10 pumps, let's say 5, and then 10 spaces, one on each side. Yeah. 10 available slots, 2 cars at the pump. It's a Wednesday at 3, everybody's at work or school. Fine.
Yeah, that's no problem.
But when cars are lined up and like waiting, it's just, but people don't, I don't think people are like reading the room. Generally, I don't think they're thinking, oh, there's 100 people in the security line. Every person in front of me has handed something. Can you read
I just got this book.
How to read a book.
How to read a room book. I said that.
Your blur doesn't want us to read it, but it's called How to Read a Room.
How to Read a Room, yeah. By Dr. Mike. I haven't read it, so I don't know how to read a room yet. But there you go. How to Read a Room. Well, that feels like a great place to take a quick break. Let's hear from some of our friends. And Kory has his own reading the room book. Apparently, people are trying to give us some tips. We must be the proverbial middle of the aisle walkers that we don't even realize. So let's hear from some of our friends in Odd Pods Media while Kory and I learn how to read a room, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, this is the Grab and Brisket Podcast. Join us every Monday where we talk about the latest trends in barbecue, interviews with world top pitmasters, celebrity cooks,
Ooh, like Wee Man from Jackass.
and musicians.
Like Rich O'Toole?
So check us out. We do beer reviews, barbecue fails.
So many fires.
Dude, a lot of people just burn their houses down for no reason.
We also talk about cocaine hippos versus Beth Gators,
Learn how to make some tailgate gravy.
altercations with Texas Rangers.
People throwing Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah, so check out grabthebrisket.com for podcast info, viral social media posts, and so much more.
We lost Kendall when we were talking about house temps during the winter. Kendall, for your knowledge, we asked our middlers to simply text us. We repeated the phone number twice and said, just text us 2 numbers. Just give us the 2 numbers of the temp that you keep your house at. Even better if you also text us the 2-letter abbreviation of your state, because we do think that matters since we have listeners in Texas and Arizona. Anyway, question, since my house is 64 degrees, do you still put ice in your drinks if it's that cold? If you're normally an ice person,
Yes.
do you still put ice in your drinks?
Yeah.
If it's that cold in your house.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't want warm soda.
No, I mean, like if you got it out of the fridge, like this is a nice Santa version of Diet Coke, right? Like if you pull this out of the fridge, it's cold. Are you still going to go to the trouble of ice if it's 64 degrees in your house?
If I was going to use ice otherwise, I would still use ice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So room
Yeah.
has no bearing on
Yeah.
whether or not you're an ice man.
I've decided that once I found ice that I liked better, or ways to use ice better. I don't like too much surface area with ice. Crushed ice melts too fast. I don't like it.
Right.
The ball of ice, great, except when they're too big, then they block the drink from getting down through because they're too big. So I have cube trays, and what I do is I take the rounded edge of one cube and the flat part on top, and then the flat part of a second one, and I make the flat parts touch, and then I drop them into the drink together. So it's like a more vertical cube or a more vertical, and that's not perfectly
Wow.
round ball. You know what I mean? And then somebody did this thing in a reel. This is way more than people have ever cared to know about
I'm
me.
learning a lot about you today.
I
Dylan.
saw a reel. I'll try to take a picture so you can see it. I saw somebody the other day, and I don't know if it's bull or not. It makes sense. They said run water over your ice before you pour your drink in because it'll bubble less. Like the water breaks the icy cold whatever, and I don't. Maybe it works a little. I don't know, but now it feels like it works. So I stack my 2 cubes and I drop it in, and then I run a little water over the ice, and then I kind of hold the ice and pour the water out. Then I pour my drink over the ice that's now been run underwater. And that seems to be about the perfect way to do it. And I used to not like ice, and I would drink out of the can because it would get watery, and I don't like this, but this seems to work better. And so I do use ice almost all the time now, and will almost always pour a can into a cup if I have my own ice and my own method when I'm at
Man,
home.
Dylan treats Mountain Dew with respect.
Yeah. I put
Nice.
some respect on that name. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I might be throwing the can out, but it's still in my heart, you know? It will live on in the quality of experience and the delivery mechanism that I prepare for it. And so I'll do that. So yeah, probably still just ice. Sure.
Kory,
Okay.
are you an ice man?
Yeah, it just depends on. I mean, sometimes I want ice, sometimes I don't.
There you
So,
go.
But yeah, it's not going to change based on the 64 degrees that is my home.
I will say I am slowly switching. I tend to be mostly cold brew through the summer, spring, summer, early fall. I am starting to slowly switch from cold brew in the mornings to hot coffee now and use my Ember mug again. So
Mhm.
some warmer days I might do cold brew again, but I'm switching back to hot coffee.
See, I'm the weirdo who like drinking hot coffee doesn't seem to. I totally get and understand, and people have looked at me funny in some scenarios, like at work back in the day, and like doing manual labor in hot weather, and like I'm still sipping hot coffee. Like it doesn't bug me. Um, Again, if I can combine two worlds of driving and temperature, I was thinking today. So my wife and I think, have two different approaches on this. Specifically in the wintertime in the car. Now we're setting the heat controls on the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this comes into play so I use the auto setting on my car and I set a temperature is what I do. That temperature, the thermostat that you're setting in your car, are you trying to match indoors, or are you wearing a coat and accounting for the fact that you're wearing a coat and you expect other people to be that way as well who are riding with you? What's your approach?
I speaking of hot coffee in the summer, I could still do it because as we discussed, my summer house inside is an ice box. So hot coffee would still be fine. I just prefer cold brew. To the question about the car, I really don't like being hot. I would much rather be cold than hot. Today was very cold out and I had a hoodie on and a t-shirt and that's fine. I was cold a few times, but I'd much rather do that. So I'm not even going to wear a coat in the car if I'm going to be in the car for a decent amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like take the coat into the garage, throw it in the back seat, and then get in the front seat and drive in like my normal t-shirt or hoodie or whatever I'm wearing. So I'm gonna probably run cooler in the car still than I would in the house because I've got pants on, probably, hopefully, pants on, shoes, socks, stuff like that. So I'm still running cooler. I'd probably be at 60 degrees or low 60s, even if it's cold out.
My whole family likes it cold in the car, and they don't take their coats off if they're wearing a coat. You know, teenage kids refusing to wear coats. So generally, we account for the coats. Unless it's a long drive and you don't want the extra bulk, and then you're going to remove a layer, and then we're going closer to house temps.
Yeah. That's basically where I am, I think. But most of it, so outside of like a long like road trip, I'm wearing whatever I would be wearing outside.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I find when I'm by myself, I find myself turning it down to like, mid to low 60s.
Yeah.
If my family's with me, like if we have it 70 in the house, I'll have it at like 67, 68 in the car. But then you end up with the whole thing. The idea of a passenger and driver side having different temperatures is astounding to me, that people think that actually works, because then like I'm trying to like hang out at 67 degrees and my wife is like punching hers up to 75. And so then I'm getting hot because she's at 75. And so then I like punching mine down to 64 and it turns into this thing now.
At some point, you just like stare at her as your window goes down. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, fine, but I'm going to use extra cold air on my side.
You just she can play my allergies against me on that one. Call my bluff on it. Be like, you're not going to keep that window down. It's fall.
I'm always trying to hit sync in the Honda. I'm like, no, we're all doing what we're all doing.
Yeah, that's just the thermostat in the car. Like you're playing the same game of like, no, I'm setting the thermostat. Blah, blah, blah. Like you're just doing it in the car too.
Okay, here's one for you though. So in the hot summer, Lily and I share a car. In the hot summer, well, we used to before she bought yours. Thanks, Dylan. She would crank the thermostat thing to low, like the absolute lowest setting, and max AC. And my whole thing was like, it's not going to get to where you want it any faster. She was only doing that temporarily as a bridge to get to her desired temp. So on the flip side, when Sherry gets in the van in the winter, she'll crank it to 88 degrees or whatever and max fan. And I'm like, it's not getting to 70 any faster if you're hitting 80, or is it?
Right. No, I don't. For the heat, it's not. For the cool, it is if you roll your windows down and then you're creating a positive pressure situation, right? That blows
Right.
air out of the car.
I'm like, just set it at what you want to set it at and wait till it gets there.
That's where I live, but Amy, it does what Sherry does. And we've talked about it, as you can imagine. And she actually wants, if she's cold, she actually wants to get blasted with super hot air for a while. And so I'm thinking now I've shifted to a bit of understanding with theory here that like the body heats up faster if the air temperature is 88 than if it's at 70. Right?
Okay.
So the ambient temperature is not going to heat up any faster, but your body might if you're sitting in front of a vent that's blowing on you.
Gotcha. Like jumping in a fire is better than slowly walking up to a fire.
Exactly.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Unrelated question. Kory, have you ever gotten in an elevator and hit your floor button more than one time?
Not the floor button, but the door button.
Oh, okay. Did that help? Or
I don't like how cocky you were when you asked that question.
maybe I was pretty confident of the response. That could have fallen apart really quickly if you hadn't responded the way you thought. I think just let them have their moment with the AC and the heat, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
I'm probably going to do the same thing, though, so I'm just as guilty. I'm going to like crank the AC in the summer, and I know it might. It's not going to help. I don't. I just want. It makes me feel good inside.
If the blower is blowing faster because it's cranked, and you roll the windows down in the summertime, it's going to blow hot air out of the car faster.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you do that for a minute or two and then close the windows and your car will have cooled down faster.
Yeah, I like what you said. Those words make me feel good because that
sounds sciencey.
Yeah,
to me.
I wanted to hear, so I like it.
Science alert. Okay, I've got more on science. Okay. I need science to help me because there's a joke in our family that I don't like running. I say I only run if I'm being chased. Chloe is a cross-country runner. Case has gotten interested in running. Chloe is teaching Case how to run long distances. Sherry loves running. And so they were like making fun of Lily and I because they like doing this hot chocolate 5K.
Yeah.
That takes place in November in downtown Columbus. Once you cross the finish line, you get this bowl of melted like fondue chocolate and then like Rice Krispies and biscotti and different things to dip in the chocolate, Oreos and such. And so I'm like, yeah, sign me up for it. And so they did. And I thought I would have by now done anything to increase my cardio and stamina and haven't at all. And now I'm scared. I was talking to some friends and colleagues and they're like, don't even try to run. Just it's not going to be good if you try to run. Just walk the thing, own that you're walking it, let all your family pass you and just cross the finish line when you cross the finish line. I feel like I can a little bit within reason. I mean, I haven't even as much as stretched. And I'm going to be doing a 5K on Sunday. So I'm a little nervous. Do you guys have any tips?
Look, go back in time.
Yeah. I at the peak of my physical fitness as a grown up, I did a 5K and I jogged it and I hated it. I didn't enjoy it at all. Would never do it again. Even at that, I had been doing lots of regular exercise, still didn't enjoy it. I think the walking thing is great advice. Just be like, I'm going to walk it. I'm going to have a nice time. I'll see you guys at the end when I see you at the end. What's walking a 5K? Like 25 minutes, 30 minutes? What is it? How long is it?
No, it's longer than that.
A 5K?
Because like an 11-minute mile is like a decent
How long?
the average
Google it.
person.
Average to walk a 5. It doesn't feel like it's like 3 miles.
3.1.
Oh, 45 to 60 minutes. I was way off. So, but still, that's just like a nice walk. You would do that. You would go for that kind of walk if you were like camping and you were like going and finding a spot and set up and like maybe a little bit of hills and whatever. That's totally doable. You could enjoy it, have a nice time, and get your chocolate at the end. I think that's great advice. Who cares if they're done in 15 minutes? You enjoy your walk and
you won't be alone. You won't be alone.
No,
There'll be a lot of
yeah.
people doing that, especially if they're doing it for the chocolate. There'll be plenty of people who are walking the 5K. But here's an interesting: are you now the one who is being inconsiderate to your family, who's now stuck waiting for you because they were done in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
And they're done with their chocolate, and you come across the line like, "Hey, guys."
I'm gonna hit the PR gong.
Dave's a good guy. He's just not good at walking. I think I maybe inconsiderate. I would recommend at least stretching the morning of. If you're not going to do anything between now and then, maybe just a good set a timer, 5-10 minute stretch would probably make you feel a little better once you get out there. But
yeah, I would say as I'm thinking through it now, if I were in your situation and I have no idea what I can or cannot run, I would start running, but I would tell myself I'm only going to run for like 30 seconds. And then I'm going to take the information on how I feel after 30 seconds to decide. I'm going to make a guess of how much do I think I can actually run of these 3 miles.
Yeah.
And then save that, do that math in your head real quick. And
Which
then,
we know how good I am at, but continue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then save the running for the end.
See, I was going to do basically that, but just start with because what I am not going to do is power walk. I'm not going to speed walk. I'm either going to regular human being walk, or I'm going to do the slowest jog you've ever seen. But I am not going to do a power walk. Because there's no manly way to do that. Sorry, that's not a PC thing to say. There's no cool way to. In fact, I saw a hilarious video of girlfriends that were having like a girls' weekend, and they had a shot of the street. It's one of my favorite shots when you don't see the person off to the side of the shot and something gets thrown or somebody does something funny. It's for whatever reason is funnier if you don't track them the whole time. If you just see them
if they walk across the shot.
Yeah. So anyway, it's all these girlfriends laughing at each other respectfully and having a good time. Like, do your fastest walk. And they're all doing it and they're just wheezing laughing because it's just funny, right? There's no cool way to do that. Anyway, so I was going to start with like whatever one more click would be a speed walk, but like right below that. And then go, all right, about like once the big crowd has passed, I'm going to do like a real light jog and see how I feel. And then kind of assess how many more times do I think I can do little bursts of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I feel like whatever a reasonable like jog would look like in a movie or on a television for a background character, I need to go like 25% of that is probably my jog. So I'm basically walking, but I'm thrusting my arms and I'm picking up my legs just enough that it's like there's a little bit of a trot in there. You know what I mean? And that's probably the speed. If I feel like, oh yeah, I could do this for 10 minutes, I could probably only do it for 2. So I need to like drop that way down. That would be my version now.
Yeah. This is where Heelys for adults would come in real handy.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
It's funny because our stepbrother just like did a 5K with our stepmom, and they like got best times in their like age group, and like they're athletes, and they like do this. Was it Brett too? Did she? Anyway, Dylan was on the group text. Anyway, it's funny. This will make great content, and I'll have a really good story next time I see you guys.
I don't know if you have any. This might help. Maybe get the Nikes that have the pump up on the front, and maybe give yourself a few extra pumps.
The Reebok pumps, the little
Reebok
basketballs.
pumps, yeah.
Oh, are they Reeboks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the Reebok pumps, and just if you normally give yourself 2 or 3, maybe do like 20 or 30.
I'll definitely go faster with that.
Probably all you need. Yeah.
I'm gonna have a good story. I can't wait to share
Likely.
the result.
Shave your legs.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
hear
it's
that
also
helps.
supposed to be rainy and cold, so that's going to be awesome. Super looking forward to it.
All right.
But now I can't not do it because Sherry's like, just don't do it. Just don't even do it. And I'm like, no, because you guys said I wouldn't, so now I absolutely have to.
That's that. I'm not doing it to support you guys. I'm doing it because I've got something to prove here.
I think it's called pride. I think is the thing.
Yep, that's what it's called. That's a good one. Oh, this has been fun. This is a good one.
Man, we didn't even get to the backup topics.
Yeah.
Hey, we can fly through what we're streaming. So Chloe and I just watched Tom Hiddleston in a movie called The Life of Chuck, which came out last year. It's a beautiful story, sort of about the meaning of life. It doesn't get into spirituality or afterlife really at all. It's just like it gives a little bit, not the premise, but how it's shot and sort of the feeling that you have while watching. It kind of gives Truman Show a little bit. It's kind of unique in how it's broken up. Parts of it felt a little bit like American Beauty. Some of it felt a little like Tim Burton's Big Fish, which I loved. It's got that artsy, unique storytelling. It's based on a Stephen King novella, interestingly. But really, really good story if you're sort of into something a little more artsy fartsy and you like Loki.
I do like Loki. I might
Interesting.
check that out. The only thing I've really watched that's new or different, Leanne Morgan, who we've talked about, stand-up comedian. There's a
love her.
New special on Netflix called Unspeakable Things, and it was solid. I don't know that it's probably quite as strong as her first outing on Netflix. I know she has a show on right now, I think, called Leanne, but certainly still worth watching if you like her sense of humor. Which we enjoyed it. So check that one out on Netflix. Leanne Morgan, Unspeakable Things.
Before she had a show and a second special and was still a little bit like people weren't discovering her special organically on Netflix. I had watched it, sent it to you guys, and was trying to get her on the show.
Yeah.
And then she just got too famous.
Too big, too fast.
Too big for us.
Good problem for her. Sad day for us. But
sad day for us. Kendall, you just teaching your kids to ride bikes and going to crew games, or are you watching anything?
Well, that's something I watched, right? We went to the crew game. Crew Cincinnati. For those who don't know, it was an elimination game. Game 3 of a 3-game series in the playoffs, and the Columbus Crew and the Football Club Cincinnati are rivals, as you would imagine. They call it the Hell is Real rivalry.
Oh, that's funny.
Because of the sign on the freeway that connects the two. And so it was a big deal. And the Crew, they've met to get in the playoffs before, and the Crew usually comes out on top in those situations, but the turntables have turned, and the Crew lost. But it was still a lot of fun. Went there with Joel, who's our little soccer guy, and that was great. Again, nothing new, but we did have a family night where we ran into Kroger and like bought frozen foods or sushi or whatever anybody wanted, and watched The Nightmare Before Christmas finally.
Nice.
For this year. And yeah, that's been it. My wife and I just finished an Odd Thomas book and then started another one last night. So we're making our way through that series. We only have a couple books left in the Odd Thomas series. and we're enjoying that. If anybody likes scary-ish, weird, psychological thriller kind of things with a main character who's like impossible not to like, and he'll make you laugh at inappropriate times and things like that, Odd Thomas is a good series to read. And yeah, I recommend it. It's a series that is complete, by the way, so you could read the whole thing start to finish, and it's done. And as far as I know, Dean Koontz is done writing Odd Thomas novels. So,
Did you hear that, George R. R. Martin? Hear how that works? Cool.
Shade, shots fired.
Yep, I know. He won't listen anymore now. That's it. I've learned how to read a room. We've talked about way more parking scenarios than we've ever done before. Am I missing anything, gentlemen?
I think that covers it.
Well, the one thing that we haven't covered is where to get all the best bathroom products, skincare, beard stuff, shower stuff. Head over to artiusman.com. That's ARTIUSMAN.com. Use promo code The Middle. You'll save 25% off your first order. It's a great local Columbus business, great owner. It's great products for you, great discount for you. It helps us out a little bit. It helps them out a little bit. And the holidays are coming up. So people are going to be ordering this kind of stuff anyways. You're going to need stocking stuffers. You're going to need guests. Think Christmas vacation, all kinds of guests in the house, spending the night. You need to make sure you have nice toiletries. You can't take everything from hotels. You're going to have to buy something at some point. And so use that promo code to get it. That's artiusman.com, promo code The Middle. With that, thank you so much for listening. I'm going to go keep learning how to read a room. Kory's doing the same thing. And we'll talk soon with our cups of hot chocolate.